Meanwhile, Forge is over there like, don't try to label me. I'm unique.
No, stop it.
You
My
cannot put
uniqueness.
your mortal labels on me.
50-50
Don't
BMI.
put me in a box, he says.
Don't put me in a box, I'll turn it into a sphere.
Just to be different.
Yes. I'll turn it into a heptagon.
I definitely thought you were going to go along the lines of, "Don't put me in a box. I'll make it your coffin."
Oh, damn
thought
it. Man,
that was
this
coming.
cold medicine, this cold medicine is making me lose.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Man, that was
Need a
such a
hug.
good, that was such a good one.
Thank you.
Jesse, you need to get sick so you could be part of the cool kids club over here.
No, don't do it. It's not worth it. The drug habit isn't worth
I
it.
need to get
Be
what?
like us.
I'm not sick, though, guys. I just have drainage. I'm not sick.
You're
No,
close
no,
enough.
that
It's
counts.
borderline
That counts.
enough.
Welcome to the party.
I've worked a full day. I'm pretty much there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk more with your lips and not with your hands.
Well,
Are
with
you-
that,
are
you guys
you-
ready to
Are
fight
you
the
giving
massive
orders
horde of
to the dwarves?
scorpions that just showed up?
I need to die.
Poor old
Yeah.
Ready Scorpion Juice. No one saw her death coming.
Do you guys want to continue, or are we calling it?
No, keep
I
going.
want-
I'm ready.
What was the name of the tribe?
The Hatchet. HETSHAT. Headshot.
SHAT or
As
ET?
in the past tense of shit.
Okay, thank you. I should have laughed. That was a joke. Damn it.
I mean, it was kind of a joke. It was also I knew you would understand.
I mean, yeah, I do get that. Also, Jacob, to this day, I think you're the only one who's understood venting my spleen is as an expression.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
SH, not CH. And there's a I'm gonna.
I got it.
Thank you.
I didn't know if you did the Arabic hyphenated thing or not, so I just kind of
No,
went for it.
no, not in this one. I like to do that. It makes me
Oh my
feel
God.
good, and it makes it look good, but also
Hobbit, how could you? I didn't even learn earthbending from them.
oh, yeah. I mean, technically, that is what that is.
Hey, literally a land shark, though.
No, he's over in is it Arkansas?
The same difference. Midwest is Midwest.
That's actually what I meant to write, and then I was focusing on how to spell headshot, and I guess I wrote the other one. But yeah, as he said, same difference.
Works.
Anyway.
All right. So, pushing into the valley, into the basin, you guys are made aware quite quickly of the many tents on the shelves, like cliffs around, different small paths that lead up to, at precarious heights. These living abodes, long strings that stretch from one cliff to another to hang either fabric or small bells and chimes on. On the far end, you see the natural spring that pours from a crack in the wall. In some areas, you see makeshift fences and barricades to keep in the bleating sheep that you can hear already echoing through the cliff walls. People move this way and that between tents. All of whom, as you look around, all of whom appear to be tiefling. What would you all like to do?
I don't think Rin would move. I think Rin's just kind of chilling there at this point.
Fair enough.
Rin already knew, like, through like down the grapevine that places like this existed. So like he's not like super surprised. Like he's surprised that he's there, but not surprised that it exists.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, it's pretty common knowledge that tribes like this exist.
Yeah, Liberty is watching with like rapt attention, but also is a little too shy and nervous at this point to initiate anything. She's just kind of observing because she's never seen anything like this.
Understandable.
How obvious is her? I don't know if bewilderment is the word I'm looking for.
There's definitely she's got a decent expression of wonder, though most of her face is hidden. But I would say her eyes are wide enough and try and track every detail that it's noticeable if you're paying attention specifically to her.
Okay. I lean over and I ask her, interesting culture, is it not?
Yes. I've only heard stories of tieflings living like this. It's very different to see it in person.
Angry dog.
Yeah, that would be Stella. She's dramatic.
Stella!
Don't
It's only so befitting.
stop it.
It had to be
Oh.
done.
I hate you.
I
I can't even muster the energy to be upset with your blasphemous references
yeah,
to vampirism.
Trying to be
There.
I hate.
There.
No, I just,
Vampirism?
threat.
yeah. She's making
Under your-
Twilight
your,
quotes,
like,
and I hate it.
Entire
I-
bottle.
I hate
honestly-
Twilight with a
No,
fiery
no, that's-
passion.
Bella.
You know,
Not Twilight.
some people's Stella's, other people's Bella.
Grata points Yerk to the right, towards the cliffside that has the tents on it there, to move the cart that way. You guys move in that direction and are getting closer to the cliff wall. You guys notice that more and more individuals begin descending the trepidatious cliff wall runs that describe the pathways to up and down from where the tents are. Figures move this way and that and begin moving towards the cart as Yerk pulls up a little ways away from the cliff edge itself. Grata and her two sons descend from the cart and begin to move towards the individuals moving towards them. They both, all three of them, move towards an elderly gentleman, a gray tiefling with white hair, who looks at them all and expresses great thankfulness for their safety. He looks at them all and says, "I am so glad to see that you all made it back. I was so terribly worried."
Great, I'm so happy to meet
Grata turns to the lot of you still in the cart and says, "These are our rescuers. They very courageously dealt with those who had taken us and were kind enough to give us a ride home. This is Judge Tethrin, the leader of our people. And Judge Tethrin, this is the group. Anyone want to butt in? Hi.
I'm remember.
Since everyone else is stepping forward to say hello, my name's Rin Oram. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
The large gray tiefling gives you a cursory gesture, common in this area. A brow to a hand to the brow, and then extended out in half salute, half greeting.
I mimic it.
It is very good to meet you, Rin. What are the rest of you doing?
Hello.
Hi, how's it going, Kelso?
I was trying not to sneeze.
Okay,
I am better now.
good.
I nod towards him. I say, "Hello, I am Ezekiel."
Pleasure to meet you, Ezekiel.
Rin just turns and looks at him. It doesn't say a word, just looks at him like, what the hell are you doing?
Out of character for just a moment because I have to double check. That's not how you introduced yourself to us, correct?
No, it's not.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Liberty does not turn and give you a look, but will remember that.
It's a Telltale game now.
Isn't it always?
Always is. The
Press F
DM
to
will
doubt.
remember that. I was
Liberty
wondering.
sort of slips down from the cart, steps forward, gives the same gesture of greeting. You may call me Liberty. It is a pleasure to meet all of you, and I'm glad we were able to return these safely to you.
Not as glad as we are to have them back. Please tell me you plan to stay at least for the night so we can repay you in some way.
I take sandwiches. I'm on a sandwich thing right now. It's been like my whole 6 hours.
I'm certain we can put something together of the sort.
Awesome. I'm good then.
You are all honored guests tonight. Welcome.
Sandwiches all around.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Hatchet Village. Please follow me. I will show you a place for you to rest and relax and rest your sore, weary feet.
Thank you.
Liberty,
He turned.
are you still wearing your hood and everything up when you stepped forward and thanked him? Introduce yourself.
Liberty? Yeah, no, Liberty is still very much, she's got her hair still back up, and she's got, it's not exactly a hood, but like a shawl over her head with the
Right.
scarf over her face.
Rin leans towards Liberty and asks, are they still feet if you have hooves? Asking for a friend.
That is so loud.
I'd say the cat has decided in my favor.
My humblest apologies. Berlioz is a little bit jealous.
I would be too.
Why do the strangers on the internet get all the attention?
He does the same
Moving
thing when I'm on Zoom calls with students.
moving through the people of the village to expedite this process just a little bit. You are thanked. Your hands are shaken. Everybody is very happy to meet you and happy to see you and happy that you have brought members of their group back. These people don't seem rich by any means. Most of them are wearing decent. They're wearing clothes, and they are wearing. Jacob, you can speak better than this. I
I'm
know
so
it.
glad they're wearing clothes.
All of it is handmade, obviously woven by themselves. Loose-fitting garments, haphazard patterns patched and dyed into them. And the same kind of aesthetic is carried on to the tents and the small structures around you. Nothing here is built from the ground up. Everything is ready to move. Even the fences that hold in the pens filled with sheep and goats are all temporary. That being said, you guys are all led up the cliffside, up zigzagging paths to tents here and there, and Judge Tethran leads you to a larger tent that is not so much decorated as it is adorned. Strings of beads hang from beams that hold up the tent. Strips of fabric keep the air from blowing in too hard with the scorching heat that is outside. A basin of water sits in the middle of the floor with many cushions upon handmade rugs that cover the sandy earth.
Just as a side note, Liberty's reaction to people trying to like shake her hand or reach out for her is fairly awkward. She's very reluctant and almost startled whenever anyone reaches for her.
Mm-hmm. Anything else from anyone?
Rin starts playing a game with it, and he starts making illusory hands and saying who shakes which hand.
I will definitely say you get quite a few people to either chuckle or full on belly laugh with the joke. Yeah, they like it.
Excellent.
It's funny.
See, people with taste.
Yerk seems a bit uncomfortable himself, not necessarily because he isn't a people person necessarily, but he just doesn't seem to be super used to this. All that being said, you guys have entered the tent. Judge Tethran has said that this is at your disposal for the day to make yourselves comfortable, and that as evening draws on, there will be a big bonfire in the basin and a feast to be thrown in your honor. And then leaves.
Well,
What would you all like to do?
that is quite a welcome we have received.
Yeah. Is Ren promptly crashing on his new bed?
Are there
Swan dive.
sandwiches?
Not yet.
Tiny cucumber sandwiches with the crust cut off.
Yeah. Who would eat a cucumber sandwich? What kind of monster would put cucumbers on a sandwich?
Fair point.
Looking around, there are bowls that have dried beans in them. There
I'll take
are.
I'll take
Okay.
it. That'll literally anything. He is starving and very hungry.
It has been a full day.
Yes. Rin eats a whole bunch of dried beans and then starts setting up. I don't even know how he would. I think prestidigitation could do that. He starts just setting illusory sandwiches everywhere.
Is there a coffee or tea of some sort in the tent?
Looking around, I'd go ahead and make an investigation check, actually.
Oh, wonderful.
It is hidden underneath your bed.
He's put a sandwich on top of it.
Fun fact, no beds, only mats.
I mean in a less
Is
DM?
it an Egyptian style mat or is it?
No,
okay.
It's not that fancy.
Okay.
They're yoga mats.
If that.
Like specifically, do they have like the little wooden headrest that they use instead of a pillow?
I thought that was an Asian thing.
No,
I
that's
thought
that's Egyptian.
Oh, no, they actually this place does have a decent amount of cushions, either
Gotcha.
filled with wool, feathers, or straw.
Gotcha.
So for that investigation check, apparently the dice understand how important tea and coffee are to Liberty, because that's a total of 21, as I rolled a natural 20.
Oh my gosh.
That
You
third of the night.
do realize that the dried beans that Rin has been eating
Oh my
are definitely
God.
coffee beans.
Oh no, it is going to be so caffeinated.
But he started eating them before I could finish my description. So
Oh my god, I don't even regret it. He's just so
I
hungry.
love this so much more now.
Oh, that's.
Oh, hold on. I need to go find something caffeinated to drink. I've got to
Darn,
match my.
watching in horror.
there is also a mortar and pestle that was sitting next to where the beans had been.
I need to match my character's elevated power level.
15 minutes
Has
from now.
ascended.
George, what is wrong with you? NyQuil and Red Bull.
He has ascended.
Forge, what's wrong with you? As he's vibrating in place.
I
Vibe
can
check
see
pass.
noises.
I can
You all
see the
fail.
echoes of the past.
Darian is just watching him eat coffee beans, just kind of standing there, mouth agape, just watching in horror.
Actually, you know what? I genuinely don't think Rin has seen coffee before, or like coffee beans, more rather.
So, from Rin's
It's-
perspective, these are very burnt beans.
Yes,
Very
I
bitter
don't.
and
I like how.
Coffee is really common in Cordyceps.
Okay, well, coffee.
Taking church coffee.
Coffee,
but
perhaps.
see,
What
gross.
about the coffee beans?
I mean, they're
Like-
as common
like
as
do you-
coffee.
Like, do you grind like? Rin is not much of a cook. Most places he goes, a food is made for you. Are coffee beans often like ground, or like do customers are customers often made to grind their own beans, or like
I'll give
I-
you this.
I realize I'm kind of throwing you a wild one here.
No, this is
Counterpoint,
fair.
he could just be
this
very
is
tired
fair.
and not realize. I mean,
There is that, but also the fact that I don't think Rin has ever stepped foot in a kitchen other than to try to kill someone.
That sounds very accurate.
It's most likely that he does not know what coffee beans actually look like. He might recognize the taste if he actually takes a moment to think about it, but I have a
He
feeling
definitely
he's too
didn't.
hungry.
Did
Yeah,
he eat all of the beans or just a handful?
Definitely more like he didn't eat all of them, but definitely more than a handful. Like if you poured like boiling water down his throat, you would end up with a probably a couple mugs of coffee.
So the moment that Liberty realizes that Rin has grabbed like his second or third handful of coffee beans, she's going to reach over and slap him across the knuckles. What are you doing? And grab the
No.
mortar and pestle to start fixing herself a pot.
Rin finished that like 10 seconds ago. He's moved on to other things in the room.
There are still beans in the bowl, though. I will say that.
Yeah, he has definitely not eaten all of them.
All right, so he still gets a scathing look and some muttering under.
It just bounces right off him.
Oh, I don't expect actually hurt his feelings. She's just very annoyed.
I mean, I suppose in a
My
pinch, I've never
jackals.
seen someone do that.
Do what?
That.
What? They're beans. You eat them.
Coffee
They're-
beans. For making
Those are-
coffee.
Oh, so that's what they look like.
You were raised by jackals?
Not
No,
jack.
I've seen
Well,
tieflings raised
not
by jackals. They know
not
what coffee beans
jackals. Also, that's racist. But no, not jackals.
I do not know what the problem is here. I've eaten plain coffee beans before. It is
See, he knows what's up. I won't lie.
it is
They're not bad.
expedient when you don't have time to make yourself a full cup.
Yes,
Yeah.
in a pinch.
It's not the worst thing I've ever eaten.
I don't have time right now to have a proper cup of coffee.
Have you
Also,
ever
it's
had
not
scarab?
racist if I've seen it.
Scarab's a wild ride.
Not to my knowledge, no.
Let me tell you, you cook those things over a campfire, they're like kebabs.
As you make a pot, I will take a request for a cup.
Of course. Do
Yes.
either of you want a cup of coffee? Or
No,
more
I think
tasty?
I just need a cup of water and then I'm pretty much set.
But there is a bowl of water that pretty much sits in the middle of the room. It has a ladle in it for drinking.
I drink. He drinks like 2 ladles because like I don't drink coffee, so this is just me kind of guessing at what the natural sort of reaction would be. But I imagine eating like raw handfuls of coffee beans would lead to a pretty dry throat.
Mood.
Oh, definitely.
So
Yeah.
so he just downs like like 3 ladles of water and then he sits his he's still very hungry, but like it tided him over enough that he can wait now.
Do you think if he
Darian?
casts burning hands on himself, he could us all a pot?
Actually, the average humanoid temperature is about 98 degrees, so you're kind of close.
Yes.
It'd take a
That's
while.
It's a bit shy of boiling. But... Darian, would you like a cup as well?
If there is tea, I will have tea.
You did not find tea in your excursions around.
Alas.
You may have to ask the next member of the village you see for tea.
No, it's fine. We will have a feast tonight. I shall wait.
Very well. I'm going to fix a cup of coffee because D&D is exciting.
Ooh.
Well,
During the time period frame of you fixing a cup of coffee, you do find a oil lantern that you're able to light and actually get the water in a thin kettle that you also find to a boil. You're able to brew the coffee, and as you're doing so, a young male red tiefling ducks into the tent with a tray of flatbreads and thinly sliced
Charcuterie?
I was gonna say, dang it, what's sheep meat called?
Sheep and lamb?
Yeah.
Lamb? Veal?
I think
No,
it's just
not
called
veal.
lamb.
No, it's usually lamb.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
veal is baby cow.
If you're
Veal is
thinking
cow.
of- You're
Yeah,
thinking
it's lamb,
of
isn't it?
hero.
It's lamb.
Yeah.
It's
Or are you thinking-
flatbread and lamb.
Okay.
Yearling mutton?
Mutton.
Mutton.
No, dang it, mutton's not what I was thinking either.
That's
I
the
don't
only thing
remember.
that Google's pulling up
It's-
for me.
It's too late. It's too late in the day for me to think about this stuff.
It's fine.
Caftan?
It's
We're just going with lamb for now.
it's literally the only other
Alrighty.
term that pulls up.
All right, let's hit that lamb then.
Thank you. What is your name?
You tried to mess me up, but no, I have this. My name is Hadi. He is dressed pretty close to the same way as the rest of the villagers, but he does have some implements of breastplate made out of carapace and a dagger or two on his belt. Hadi is his name. It's what he said.
Thank you, Hadi.
Rin is not listening. He's finishing making himself a sandwich.
It was not difficult. Very plain, but still a sandwich.
Hey, listen, a sandwich is a sandwich. Rin's beyond the point of caring. He just ate dry coffee beans.
It's true. He
Talk
has
about
the most goblin energy out of anyone in our group.
He's only like listen. I don't keep very good notes, but what my notes do say is it's been a long time since he's eaten, and I would imagine that getting healed, like, yeah, it's mystical energy and stuff, but it still takes energy from the person getting healed.
Oh, absolutely.
So like that's an accelerated metabolism right there. And I know me myself, when I get really hungry, I just stop caring about anything.
That's fair.
So that's kind of what I'm basing all this off of. I swear to God, I'm not just doing it to be chaotic.
No, actually, no, this made perfect sense to me.
Oh, yeah, no, this has not been me going like, why in the world would you do that? Obviously, Liberty has been a bit judgmental, but no, your character choices make perfect sense. I'm still going to tease you about it.
Well, listen, Liberty can kiss my ass. I'm hungry.
So, 3 months from now, when the DM asks us to recap what happened in this episode, the entirety of the summary is going to be Rin pretended that he had sandwiches. Rin really wanted sandwiches. Rin was able to make himself a sandwich.
Yep.
Rin
That's all
Please
there.
tell me you wrote that in your notes.
I haven't
Rin
written any of my
pranks
notes yet. I do that
everyone with
post, but
sandwiches.
that will be in notes. Yes.
Hadi bows and backs out after leaving the tray for you guys.
If I can spell it right.
Yerk takes a bit of flatbread and begins to chew as he looks at you all and says, "So what is the plan? Do you all wish to stay for the festivities?"
I see no reason not to.
It's a bit late to be traveling across the desert back to the city. Now, we might as well spend the night here.
I have a few things to say now that I've eaten. A. Thank you for bearing with me. I apologize. I was very hungry. B. There's nothing wrong with a little revelry. I'd say we've earned it. C. If nothing else, this can be a good resupply point to gather ourselves and figure out where to next. Oh, Jesus. Sorry, ignore that part there. I just walked into a
You sure he
huge
doesn't exist
fight.
in this world?
He's
No,
not in this pantheon.
No, I
He
just walked
exists
into a
in us
huge,
all, Jesse.
like literally a massive spider.
But does the spider offer you a sandwich?
Interestingly, it does. Where are your keys?
Hey, you know, Jesse, I still have that excerpt of when your sister brought you a sandwich. And we all, one by one, asked if she brought each of us a sandwich.
I think I remember that.
No, it was. I'm 90% certain this was a one shot I ran for Kelso and Colton.
Yep.
No, like I remember. I remember.
Oh, I've
hearing
told this
about
story
it.
many times. But yes, it was Colton and myself.
Me sandwich, I'm like, it's her leftovers from
Maybe
lunch
Ken.
today. It's just a Fred Meyer sandwich.
But did she bring us a sandwich?
No, she's too good for you guys.
And then Colton
Not she
back-
thinks she's too good. I'm telling you, she deserves better.
Okay,
I love
but
you
did she
guys.
bring us a sandwich?
No, if anything, you should be making her a sandwich. Shall we move on?
But the sandwich is precious.
Speaking of
Yeah, I have
the
these thumbnails color coded by person. It's not going to tell me which that was. You were the DM though. That's what it does tell me.
yes, it is true.
Alright,
Speaking of the motto, if we are going to stay for the festivities, we should probably have a plan for that too.
For what?
For tomorrow, what? I know I picked you all up in Fountainwell. I can drop you back off, although it's probably a bit too hot to return.
It would probably be better if we could bypass it altogether on my way. Well, I don't know about either of you, but I plan to head back to Gorizo as quickly as possible.
As do I have to reconvene with my keeper.
Hey,
My
DM,
path
where
kind
do
of
I
takes
live
me
again?
where I'm requested.
I'm
Hold on, you
sorry.
both talked at the same time. Go ahead.
Yeah,
try-
no.
try again.
Darian, go first.
I said, "Hey DM, where do I live again?"
You So you live on the eastern side of Cortizo,
I've lost my
Uh,
house.
like
Where did I put it?
maybe a mile out of town.
Okay.
Which
Probably not
side
even
is who runs that side of town?
That side of the town is run by the Emir, but that is only inside the city limits.
Okay.
Where technically Darian lives in the suburbs.
Yeah.
He is outside of the main wall.
Fair enough. Not that he's communicated that to us.
I too actually would like to travel back to Corizo, but if we could avoid that other town by a good wide berth, that would be great. I don't want to be over there anytime soon.
We'll have to travel through a bit of uncharted desert, but should be fine. What have you then? What is your plan for the city or another?
My path kind of just takes me all over the hither and yon where my services are requested, so anywhere really works for me.
How does that work anyway? Do people just find you? Do you have? Like, how does that work? Do you
Telegram.
Ah, yeah.
Telegram has not been invented in this universe.
No, a telepathic
I mean-
gram.
Sending. You mean sending?
A
No.
telepath named Graham.
Yeah, listen, I'm not on
He's
my
our
game
best.
tonight.
It's fine. You are sure you would not rather stay here?
Of course not.
I think
Here is here. Out there is out there. I'd say there's a whole lot more to do out there than in here.
Also, Mr. Ghost has quite the profession outside. I have a feeling that he would like to continue that.
Also that.
What about you, Liberty? What do you have outside of back in the city?
I've lived my whole life in Corisa. Fountain was actually the farthest I had traveled outside the city. Not really. I'm not really adapted to the harsher environments outside the city walls.
Sure.
You see one sandstorm, see them all.
Yes, that. And of course, I need to make periodic trips to the temple.
Of course. Sandstorms, let alone bullets. Yes, Rin?
Yeah.
Please do not say that again. We don't want to invoke one.
That would be
Sorry.
rude.
Out of character, I did not hear what Darian said, and now I'm sad that I missed it.
I don't remember how I said it.
He said something about sandstorms.
He said you see one sandstorm, you've seen them all. I likened that to the bullets.
Oh gosh.
And then he said, "Don't say that. You'll invoke one."
Yeah, that part I caught. I caught the reactions.
Okay.
I just didn't hear the inciting statement.
I
Don't curse us, you fool.
I don't want to mislead. When I said sand demon before, I may have not meant literally.
I would stay away from terms like demon or devil around these people as well.
Eh.
Unless you're referring to my devilishly good looks.
If you do not find that term offensive, of course, but especially those of us who are more human, it is probably best not to make such statements that could be viewed as insulting to our hosts.
I have worked around many tiefling. I know my bedside manner, thank you. This one does not count.
Do I believe him, DM?
Go ahead and roll
I'm
an
not
insight check.
lying, but
Real quick, is Darian immune to being charmed?
Uh-oh.
God, what race
No.
am I?
He is not.
Okay, that's
Yep,
what I
I'll
need
leave
to know before I roll my insight check. Let's see here with my bonus. That's a 23.
Oh no, Darian, what do you think that she would get from that?
I mean, I don't think she'd have enough. She certainly wouldn't have context to know what I'm referring to, but I'm not lying. I definitely have done plenty of work with tieflings. So her impression is that whatever I'm referring to, I am being honest.
I guess just from Darian's perspective, is he trying to be clever with that statement, or does he feel like he's just being straightforward when he says that?
Oh no, there's a manner of
A little tongue-in-cheek, private.
There's a little bit of comedic value in that line, yes.
Okay, cool.
And wherever any of you go, I suggest that you do lay low for a bit. That what happened the other night did get a little hairier than I was expecting. And
You could say that again.
I most certainly could. If you have a place to lie low, that would be best. Unfortunately, I cannot burn through more safe zones.
Understandable.
Of course. And I think it goes without say that none of us speak of the last 48 hours outside of this. Once we all
I have
return
no
to
idea
our
what you're
lives.
talking about.
He's talking about the last 48 hours we just spent on the dunes.
Everything since chapter 1.
Liberty just gives him the look. Obviously.
I mean, I was saying out of character. My in-game response was
Oh,
precisely.
Right. Well, in the meantime, let's at least make the most of being celebrated and honored guests. This is
I couldn't agree more.
The coffee's done.
I would gladly take my cup then. Thank you. You guys spend a few more minutes drinking some coffee, having some snacks, before you were brought out of the tent by Judge Tethran, who leads you all down to the bonfire that has been lit in the middle of the basin below. A good crowd is around it already, celebrating, and you can hear music drifting up from flutes and tambourines and bells and chimes. It's quite nice.
Right. Shall we?
Is Liberty still as wide-eyed as before?
It's different. She seems to have mellowed a bit, but yeah, she's still definitely like watching all of the celebrations and stuff very intently. It's a bit like someone visiting Disneyland for the first time.
Interesting.
Right.
To expedite this a little bit, because we are definitely going pretty slow here tonight for one reason or another.
Some of us are a little
sorry.
addled. It's okay.
Hey, listen,
I'm
there's
so
no
tired, man.
don't point fingers.
I wasn't pointing fingers, and I certainly
No,
would be
don't.
excluded.
Don't point all those fingers. I know you're pointing at me. I can see
I'm
them.
not pointing.
no,
the mage hand is
The
pointing.
the cold medicine is giving him double vision.
I think you mean devil vision.
No,
Honestly,
you
I thought
always
that's what
have
she
that.
said.
Is there anything you guys would like to do, or specific things that you would like to see at the party?
Not in particular. Just I kind of want to enjoy it all.
Okay. The night goes on as you guys are celebrated in your victory against slavers.
I think
You were-
Rin would.
Oh yeah, go for
It's
it.
the man.
I think Rin would go more towards the role of like an entertainer, like not quite bard, but like he is very proficient with his illusions, so he's like using those to like
Party tricks.
party tricks, basically like a street magicianing.
Ooh,
Mhm.
I will join him with that.
Okay. Everyone, you guys show your tricks to. Very appreciative. At first, you think that it might be just because you are the honored guest and they're trying to
Humor.
cater to that and humor you, but after a while, it's you can actually see the honest surprise and appreciation for this. It appears that these people honestly don't get a lot of magic users out this way.
We're doing like a kind of a Penn and Teller act.
Kind of.
Go ahead and roll me a performance roll, both of you.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, and you know what? I'll let the children pet the owl.
You automatically succeed on your
Okay.
performance roll.
I rolled a 19.
I rolled my one natural 20 this night.
Hey, you guys
are excellent
are doing
performers.
great. Everyone loves it. I will say though that you guys are, as you begin to enjoy the festivities, as long as you don't resist, you are very, very quickly pulled into dances that are held in big rings around the bonfire, as people lock arms around shoulders and
Those are fun.
Very
spin.
Prince of Egypt, look through heaven's eyes.
Well, also,
Rin
this
is
is just-
so down.
This is also just a general Middle Eastern / Jewish / Mediterranean dance.
I mean, my mind went immediately to the one episode in Firefly.
Yeah, no, that's
Don't
actually.
spoil it. I haven't seen it yet.
Yep. I mean, it's
You
just a
haven't
scene.
seen all 5
Dance.
seasons of Firefly?
Let's see. I am on season 1, literally like episode 3. A friend of mine was like, "Hey, watch Firefly." I was like, "Yeah, I've got
Oh
nothing
man,
better
wait
to
till you
do."
get to season 2.
And so yeah, that's my life at Firefly. I mean, obviously, I know that. I know Wash's issues later on in the seasons for those that might still care. But I have enjoyed it so far.
It is an amazing trip.
So good.
So, dances around the ring.
Liberty is more on the reluctant side to get pulled into dancing. She's trying to just kind of observe everything that's going on.
I pull her into the dancing.
Oh, I was gonna say Rin pulls her into the dance.
I definitely picture you two have just been very successful in doing your whole magic show, and then you see that she's making her way to the edge of the crowd, and you each grab an arm and
Literally what I'm picturing.
Literally like hoist her in.
We literally lock elbows with both sides of her and just walk back.
Like Fred and George and the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Or sorry, not
No,
Goblet
no,
of Fire.
no.
Don't tweet at me. Prisoner of Azkaban when Harry's trying to leave and they see his footprints and abduct him basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I think that's pretty much what
What are
happens.
you off to?
Clever Harry, but not clever enough.
Enjoying the dances, you guys eventually are able to have food and lots of roasted meats, vegetables and roots that have been gathered for this occasion. several different forms of flatbread and seasonings. It's nice. It's a little culty, but it's nice.
What's wrong with culty?
I'm
Yeah, I was
just
gonna say
making
there's
an
nothing wrong with a little bit of culty.
observation.
Love me some
So I would
culty.
say the dancing is probably active enough that it would Liberty's shawl and scarf would have fallen off or like fallen down around her neck during all of it. Her hair is surprisingly still like perfectly in place after all of that, despite the fact that she's, you know, probably fairly out of breath from dancing that hard and whatnot. Hair's still immaculate.
Very good hair.
Same, twinning.
As they're
Yours
dancing
is
around-
not up in an elaborate updo, though.
But listen, mine's got that
There's no-
casually messy look that's masterful.
His has gold involved though.
Well, actually, I can't even remember. I don't think he has hair. Coming to think on it,
That is completely up to you.
I'm trying to remember. I don't think I ever decided if he had hair or not.
Rin, your hair is suddenly all falling out. What happened?
Oh God!
He forgot mid-dance whether or not he's supposed to have hair.
He
It's-
looks in the mirror. It's like, oh, not again.
It's like when you're playing a video game and like you're playing like a co-op and someone's changing their character like Grand Theft Auto or something.
yeah,
And they're
literally
going through
right
all the
in front of you.
customizations and you're just watching various aspects of them change drastically.
Yeah. He's just mutating and warping in front of everyone.
Like there's a clean-cut businessman in a suit and all of a sudden he's wearing like same dude but he's suddenly wearing like a cowboy outfit with a hat.
Yep.
During the dancing when that happens, Darian kind of just looks over and gives a smile, like just a very cocky, like, I knew it smile
Wait, I knew it about what?
about her being a tiefling.
No,
Ah.
she still looks human.
Oh?
Yeah, no. Dark's when the scarf and the shawl come off, dark skin, kind of a deep tan, maybe a little darker, dark eyes, and black hair in long braids that have been twisted up into a long, tall style, kind of sloping back from the head up.
Yeah, no spoilers, Kelso. Jeez.
She still looks perfectly human.
Impressive.
The only thing uncanny is the fact that her hair like doesn't move. No matter how hard she dances, it doesn't come loose at all.
Is it actually like wrapped around?
Is that why they call you the dancing queen?
Only 17.
That's
Um,
right. I just abba'd everyone. Good luck getting that out of your heads.
I hate you.
I grew up having to listen to that. I am immune.
I
I'm
don't
sorry. I'm
appreciate
now
how you-
picturing. Oh gosh, what's the song in Gravity Falls that Dipper's obsessed with?
It's literally just their version of Dancing
Yeah,
Queen.
their version of Dancing Queen. I can't remember what they called it. But yeah. So by the time we finish dancing,
Queen.
if Darian's curious, he'd have to probably touch her hair to find out.
Yeah. He has more class than some of the other characters I know.
Smart choice.
How dare you? I don't like what you're implying.
Both of you just they think I'm referring to you.
Not everything is about you, Forge.
Excuse me? How dare you?
I think he's
The
more
knights-
insulted about
Look-
that than us saying he doesn't have class.
Look, the fact of the matter is, I'm playing a wizard. I need my gold. I can't go stuffing it into people's purses.
That's how he would bribe the bard into not being mad at him for going through people's stuff. Like, no, I was giving them a gift secretly. I wasn't gonna take anything. I was just giving gold.
I was giving gold, not taking it away.
I said I don't trust the tip pot. That's a valid reason.
The night goes on in revelry and celebration until decent way into the night. Eventually, people begin to break off in family groups or in pairs and head off to their own tents, depending on how late you end up wanting to stay up. You guys can very possibly be some of the last people out there.
I think
before
Rin would
retiring
be.
yourselves.
Are there any people hanging around the fire telling stories?
There definitely are. Several of them are definitely of the older generation.
Liberty will migrate toward the story circles. Try to just absorb as many of those as she can.
Most of what you end up hearing are just classic fairy tales or tales of yore that are common to these parts.
Probably some familiar folk tales, just some of the names, or I heard it was a jackal. This one says that it was a
Yeah.
wolf or wildcat.
different mild lost in translation sort of things.
Same story, different versions, all of them true.
Yeah. But yeah. That's what you get from there. Anyone else?
Is there like anything approaching a bar?
Unfortunately, you haven't really run into anything stronger than wine.
Oh no, that's fine. Just like literally, like I'm talking a physical bar.
Oh, no. Everything that's out here has pretty much been thrown together last minute, including the bonfire.
Gotcha. Rin's just kind of found somewhere to prop himself. Then he's just kind of watching things with, I guess, a glass of like, I assume, Jacob, that you're familiar with sherbet.
Not by that name, at least.
Basically, it's the basis for like sherbet ice cream, and it came from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was originally a drink.
That I didn't know.
Yeah. And so it was just a very sweet, fruity drink that came from the Middle East.
Unfortunately, with the nomadic nature of this tribe, probably not a thing here.
Alrighty. Then yeah, probably just like whatever the strongest alcohol they happen to have is. He's just kind of chilling. It works for me. He's just chilling there, watching everything, kind of just taking in the scene.
Mm-hmm. Darian, are you doing anything?
I am debating on doing something.
This is
Do it, coward. Touch your hair.
How big is the bonfire?
It's
Oh God.
decent size. Although it has burned down a decent way throughout the night, probably just under head height.
Just under what?
Head height.
Oh, like shoulder height. Okay. What's like? How wide is it?
It's a good 5 to 10 feet, bruh.
I'm so
Split the
concerned.
difference.
Okay. Is there like anything near it? Like, how open area is this?
Very, very open area. You guys are literally in a sandy basin between two cliffs,
Great.
and this is the only thing that was set up.
How many people are still hanging around?
Very few. There are probably around 20 people all in all. Most of them have paired into smaller groups. You see Liberty with probably the largest group of them all, who've all sat around their own campfire that they've pulled logs from the bonfire to build.
Okay. For all of you who are still up in celebratory moods, yes, everyone. And then I sweep my arms away, gesturing for them to move away from the bonfire. One last hurrah before we go to sleep. Yes, yes.
There's a
God.
general murmur of consent.
And once the area has been considerably cleared, Dardian kind of whips his arms forward and then pulls both sleeves back, and he starts tracing arcane circles in the air. The air crackles around the ring, and I cast Fireball at the pit.
Splinters and bits of log go flying everywhere, all of which are still very on fire. Thankfully, because you already asked everyone to move out of the way, no one is caught in the range of shrapnel. But there's a quiet chorus of applause. A few rowdy people who have definitely had a bit too much wine. Are quite into it.
Is there any way Rin could use prestidigitation to sort of like add,
Like after it lands, the flames change color for a minute or something.
or like Gandalf style, like the flames that come down like turn into like flowers or something.
Roll me a performance check.
Gladly.
Prestidigitation can cause harmless sensory effects like that. Illusory butterflies.
Yes, but it's a 20-foot radius fireball, and he's trying to make the shrapnel look like stuff.
Fair.
Performance. Ooh. That is a 19.
Okay. I'll say that as everything begins to kind of as everything flies away and begins to settle, you're able to kind of make an illusion that the flames are almost growing into flowers that pop and then grow into flowers that pop. It's just a very basic manipulation of the light that is coming from the flames itself.
Yeah, it's not super
Just a little
fancy.
animation loop.
Yeah,
Little animation loop. On
it's not
most of
super
them.
fancy,
Not
but it
all
looks.
of them.
But he figured it might look interesting.
It definitely is. And with that last hurrah and finale, everyone begins to make their way towards their tents, including you all. That was fun. And I think I might be calling it there. I have more prepped, but I don't have prepped for after that, so I kind of want to save that.
Leave a buffer.
I want to leave a bit of a buffer. Also, I am
Yeah.
exhausted.
Yeah,
That's fine.
same.
That's a
I
good
think
way to
think
call it.
this works perfectly for me.
I'm glad I
I-
did that. That was fun.
Yeah, that was
That
really
was
good.
fun. I've missed this game. I missed you guys.
10 out of 10, Jacob.
Thank you.
Stop
Um,
procrastinating, you guys.
Soon we will actually get into main storyline and things will feel a little better and less jerky.
Jerky? What do you mean? I spent half this episode desperately seeking a sandwich.
You also spent half this episode hyped up on drugs, so
Valid, but listen, the sandwich was worth it.
fair enough.
He's gonna wake up at 2. His roommate's gonna find him at 2 in the morning eating a sandwich. Just standing in front of the fridge.
Any comments or questions before we leave off?
Is gonna wake up and see me in the kitchen, eat like frantically making a sandwich. She's like, "What are you doing?" And
I
I
needed a
turned to her, I was
sandwich.
like, "Eating."
Literally, just the only thing he says, he just looks over her, just half-lit eyes, sandwich.
I mean, Liberty now has some questions about where Rin learned his magic, but I can save that for next session.
Makes sense.
How many days a journey would it be to get back to Corzo?
Uh,
I'll get there eventually.
either a day to a day and a half.
Oh, that's not too bad.
About 1.5 albums worth. Sorry, that was a bad joke.
I
6
feel that, though.
sessions.
So, like 13 years.
Journey the
I'm not
band.
that
It's
bad.
really good.
This
big in the
The amount
for
of time-
hyperbole. This is getting out of hand.
I understood, Forge. I understood to begin with.
Yeah, I felt like I had to justify myself. That was a really bad joke, but
It was a 3 out of 10.
yeah, exactly.
That's
For
our
me, that's
bar
really
for tonight
bad.
is 3 out of 10.
That's just bad.
Listen, man, it's 10:40 here. I'm pretty sure it's the same where you're at.
You are
It's like
correct.
11:40
It's almost
where Kelso
midnight for
is.
Kelso.
Hi, I'm an hour ahead. How are you?
Yeah. Another reason why I wanted to stop it here.
Oh, I'm
'cause-
fine. I'm fine. I literally my my like tradition is literally during every single session I drink one of those green Mountain Dew Kickstarts.
Oh
Is it
God,
something
you
an
really
actual
are a
energy
D&D
drink?
player.
What's that?
Oh God, you really are a D&D player.
It's even more hardcore than me.
Damn.
He's a gamer.
All you need to do now to complete the stereotype
an
is to
energy
be
drink.
huffing Doritos.
I actually have a bag of Doritos, but they're in the kitchen, and they are still unopened. But I did buy them
And
today because I was.
That would
hungry.
that would sound horrible on the
Yes,
recording.
that'd be bad podcasting.
If we weren't recording, I'd say
So-
do it.
No. I mean, because you still hear everything, full depth. Like I've had to yell at some other D&D players because they'll pull out chips or something. It's like you gotta understand. Like it's not like we're at a table where the person next to you gets upset. It's full volume. Everyone hears it. You can hear that. It's like we can all hear it.
He's not in the call, and you can edit out later. You can say
That's
Colton's
so
name.
much work for me though. It's really not. I mean, editing. If I'm cutting like an actual period of time, that's like 10 seconds. But
Hey.
I mean, this
Hey.
is also the end. I assume that you
Hey,
cut it after
Kelso.
I say that we're calling it.
oh no, I edited that in post. I decided it ends.
Hey Kelso. Hey
It
Kelso.
normally ends when people leave the call.
Colton.
That's the player we're referring to. But hey.